Under the sea, under the sea. You came over to watch my channel on YouTube and watch me. Part of your world. So, I know, first question you're asking, I know y'all always ask me, was it woke? Come on now, it's all in the news. You know what's up. But, was it good? Was it good? That's the question. So, I grew up in the era when The Little Mermaid came out. And I saw it. I thought it was a fun animated film. Fun animated musical film. So, when this was going to be released, of course, we all knew that it was going to be a ton of controversy, switching things up. Any of the rumors that you heard about the switches are true, just so you know. But I got to say, I went in with an open mind. I was sitting around today, and I saw that it was out because I forgot it was out. And I was just like, do I really want to go see it? Because if, just kind of like that toss-up, it's like the drinker, he sat through Peter Pan and Wendy. He must have drank some whiskey before he did that. He did it. I just don't know if I could sit through that. However, I said, you know what? In the trailers, she was singing so well. She has a beautiful voice. And I said, I'm going to give it a shot. I gave Aladdin a shot. I gave The Lion King a shot. Now, one thing people didn't like about The Lion King, besides Beyonce's voice acting, was the animals didn't emote. They didn't show a lot of emotion on their face like they did in the cartoon. However, that was a thing that I liked because I was like, yeah, animals in real life don't smile and make faces. They don't do that. Certain animals do, but I'm not talking about apes or monkeys and stuff. But y'all stick with me here. So when I saw it, even though they weren't real, it was supposed to be grounded in reality more, So it didn't bother me that their faces didn't smile and make super emotional faces. I liked The Lion King. Okay, so when it showed Sebastian in the trailers and, Flounder and stuff, I was fine with it. I was just like, is it going to be good? So here's what I'll say. The singing was good to great, depending on who was singing, okay? The acting was good to great, depending who was acting. So we got good to great singing, good to great acting. The special effects, sometimes they were wonky, okay? They were a little hokey sometimes, green screeny. Sometimes it would show someone that was normally in the water, out of the water, and it was like, God, this looks like cosplay. But then sometimes it was like, oh, this is some really good shots. There was some epicness at the end. I was like, I like the scale, the way they did this. I know people complained about it being dark. I didn't think it was too dark. Maybe they changed some things, but I didn't even notice it in the first trailer. People are like, oh, it's too dark. It's not lively. So I don't even want to say for the most part. At times, I felt the CGI really did pass it. I felt like, with the underwater effects of hair and movement, I felt like it was on par or better than Aquaman at times. But then there were sometimes it's just like, okay, I saw parts where I was just like, ooh, people are going to rip it apart for this. People are going to say something about this. People are going to say about, but put it this way, it was passable. It was passable. I didn't find myself taken out of the movie too much. I don't know how long it was but it didn't feel long. That's what she said. And I gotta say, I got, you know, coming out, you know, if a friend asked me, like, it's all right. Yeah, it was all right. Would I watch it again? I don't know. If I had some kids, my little daughter was like, Daddy, can we watch The Little Mermaid? Sure, Claire. Sure, we can watch The Little Mermaid. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was, I think that if you if you got a problem with the changes that they made, then you're probably not going to like it. I think that if you're a person that doesn't really have their thumb on the pulse of politics right now, and especially woke politics, if you don't have your thumb on the pulse of woke politics and you don't know what's going on, and all it is you watched it way back then and then you watched it now, I think most people aren't going to have a problem with it. I do think, though, that people aren't going to be blown away. I don't think that it's a billion-dollar movie that Ryan don't have to play at the game. Bars! Ursula. She was played more like a 1950s villain. Yeah, see? Yeah, hey, kiddo. Get over here. Hey. Like that whole type of thing. Dave Chappelle has a skit, a little, about how, man, see? Man, it's part of his stand-up act where he talks about talking like those old villains. She has that to her. It feels like overkill at times. Like, she really stands out. You know, like when I told you how Jason Momoa, it took me time to get used to him because he felt very extra. That's how Ursula feels. But I still feel like she did a good job at the overwhelmingness of that character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this was above average time that I had. I'm going to give it, an average time would be a 2.5 out of 5. Woos! I will give it 2.75 out of 5. Woos! I didn't love it, but I didn't have a problem with, like, not liking it. Being, at the same time, being very aware of what's in the movie, the changes being made, and I know that the hardcore fans are going to have a problem with it. But because I wasn't a hardcore fan, I'm just kind of like, it was all right, you know. I mean, you know, if you liked The Little Mermaid when you was a kid, sure, check it out. You know what I mean? I think that's about it. That's about it. Oh, and you will, yeah, several changes were made. Several changes were made, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see what people have to say. I don't think it was a big old piece of trash. I don't think it was a big old piece of trash. It was better than I thought it was going to be. So, above average time, not great, not Oscar winning, maybe for the singing, maybe. Not a $1 billion movie. 10 million subscribers. Woo!